नमस्ते। आज करीब 3:30 बजे देयर वाज अ सीज़ फायर अनाउंस्ड बिटवीन इंडिया एंड पाकिस्तान। भारत और पाकिस्तान के बीच में एक सीज़ फायर की घोषणा हुई थी और ये घोषणा करीब 5:30 बजे भारत की एक्सटर्नल अफेयर्स मिनिस्ट्री ने की। But there is but this ceasefire agreement was signed between the two sides somewhere at around 330. लेकिन मज़े की बात ये कि इस सीज़ फायर के बारे में सबसे पहले डोनाल्ड ट्रंप ने अपने ट्विटर पोस्ट पर लिखा कि मैंने रात भर दोनों देशों से बात की और मुझे ये खुशी होती है कि दोनों देशों के बीच में, इंडिया और पाकिस्तान के बीच में सीज़ फायर हो गया है। ये देखकर मुझे झटका लगा। फिर मैंने भारत की आधिकारिक ऑफिशियल वेबसाइट पे जाकर मैंने देखा तो वहाँ देखा कि एक्सटर्नल अफेयर्स मिनिस्ट्री के एक स्पोक्समैन जो है वो बोल रहे हैं कि पाकिस्तान के डीजीएमओ ने भारत के डीजीएमओ को फ़ोन करके ये कहा कि हम दोनों के बीच में सीज़ फायर होनी चाहिए, हमने मान लिया। ये एक ऑफिशियल वर्जन है। तो मेरा ये वीडियो जो है ये इस सीज़ फायर के खिलाफ या प्रो नहीं है। देयर आर टू पार्ट्स टू दिस वीडियो। द फर्स्ट पार्ट इज़ व्हाई डिड इंडिया agree to a ceasefire, and the second part of this video is why did Pakistan break this ceasefire. Now look, I am not a strategic affairs analyst, but since I've watched 2-3 wars and I keep reading newspapers and I have got a decent sense of history, I can make out some reasons behind this ceasefire. Now before we start this, I think we should also all be asking, why did Modi ji agree to Donald Trump's suggestion for a ceasefire? Who is Trump in all this? Why did Modi ji tell Trump that your F-16s are being used against us? Did you sell F-16 to Pakistan to attack us? If you have sold Pakistan these weapons and these weapons are being used against us, this means that you are not with us, you are not our friends, you are Pakistan's friend. So why did Modi ji not raise this point? I hope he raised it. If he hasn't, then it's bad. I think he didn't, because that's how and that's why Donald Trump managed to convince both the two leaders on ceasefire. So that's one. But why did India agree to a ceasefire? So normally countries prefer or they agree to a ceasefire when they gain an upper hand. In this case, India, after attacking several air bases in Pakistan, apparently India destroyed the air defense of Lahore. But what was the strategic objective behind all these things? Okay, India says that it killed 100 or 200 terrorists, but we don't know. All we've seen is that there are some buildings that have been demolished, and that's how. Otherwise, we really don't know what has India achieved by bombing all these places. Did India occupy any particular city or any railway station or any port or any railway line or any important bridge? We don't know. At least these things didn't come out. What came out was that India was attacking these air bases through drones and missiles and all those things. So what did India achieve in order to agree to a ceasefire? I don't know. I hope there's some reason. The second objective could have been that India wanted to possibly weaken the Pakistan army, because it is the Pakistan army which rules Pakistan. And but we also don't know about how successful India has been with this regard, because Pakistan generals are still all over there. The third objective could have been to weaken Pakistan's infrastructure. But I doubt whether Pakistan's military industrial infrastructure has been hit. Karachi port hasn't been hit. Initially, there were reports that Indian Navy had bombarded Karachi, but later that report came out to be a false report, right? So we really do not know what were the strategic objectives behind India attacking Pakistan. Did India attack Pakistan's nuclear facilities? Now some BJP handles are showing clips that yes, we attacked Pakistan's nuclear facilities and this, but we don't know actually. So to be honest, why did India agree to a ceasefire? We really do not know. Is it because Donald Trump was threatening India that, look, if you don't agree to this ceasefire, then we won't have any tariffs? It seems unlikely because India is a far bigger economy than Pakistan, more than 10 times, I believe. And America wants an agreement on tariffs with India, not Pakistan. So Trump blackmailing India into agreeing to tariffs only if there's a ceasefire, it doesn't sound very credible. Or is it that India possibly perceived that Pakistan was going to launch a nuclear attack on itself, on India? Is that the reason why we agreed to a ceasefire? We really do not know. So, as a layman, I don't know what made Mr. Narendra Modi agree to a ceasefire. Really, I do not know. What did it happen all of a sudden that all this happened? In fact, lots of Indians were expecting that India would be launching an attack on Pakistan. India may not have been planning to do that, but all these days from 22nd of April till say 10th of May, which is like more than half a month, there was a phenomenal build-up of PR which said that, oh, India is just going to launch an attack on Lahore, or Indian Navy is flexing its muscles in Arabian Sea, or this and that and this and that. There was a great hype, and yesterday there were some reports that Indian troops were moving towards Pakistan's borders. But all these things came to nothing. I mean, what India actually did was present two women officers presenting India's case as if that it is women who drive India's military powers. So I'm disappointed about all these things. Now coming to the second part, why did Pakistan break the ceasefire? If you've been following newspapers and television reports, particularly television reports, Pakistan attacked Srinagar with its own drones somewhere at around 6:30 or 7. And so why did Islamabad do it? Is it that Islamabad wants to now reduce the popularity of Mr. Narendra Modi by attacking India? Look, your Prime Minister is a weak guy. He signed a ceasefire, but we've broken it. And how weak is he? Now, now you can remove him. I mean, he is such a weakling. It's possible that Pakistan must be. The other thing would be that Pakistan knows that India doesn't have as many drones it has as of now, and that's why it keeps on attacking Srinagar and all those places with drones. Who knows? The third reason could be that there's a rift in the Pakistan army, and some generals are upset with Munir because Munir possibly wanted a ceasefire, and these generals do not want a ceasefire, so they've attacked on their own. It's possible. You never know. So all these things we need to understand. And though I personally am not in favor of a ceasefire, but since Modi is the Prime Minister, I'll go by his decision. But historically speaking, we shouldn't have agreed to this, because whenever we've agreed to a ceasefire, when we were going strong, we had to actually go back. In 1948, we nearly captured the whole of Kashmir, but then Nehruji took the issue to the United Nations, and ultimately then there was an LOC which was carved along Jammu and parts of Kashmir. So that's how Kashmir got divided into two parts. Then in 1965, again, when we were having an upper hand against Pakistan, then there was this third party summit. There was this third party meeting at a third party in Russia and Soviet Union then, and where Mr. Shastri died. And then in 1971, I won't say that it was a ceasefire. I would say that India dictated that ceasefire after breaking Pakistan into two parts, East Pakistan and Bangladesh. And at that time, India was quite a weak country, but in terms of economy and military. But what went into India's favor was its agreement with Soviet Union, the comprehensive strategic kind of an agreement, which basically said that if Soviet Union is attacked by any other country, then India would defend it, and vice versa. So when America was sending its fleet against India in 1971, just as India was entering Bangladesh, Russia, then Soviet Union, sent its own fleet from Vladivostok towards Indian Ocean, and that stopped America in its tracks. And that's how India ultimately, dictated that ceasefire. As you can see, the famous photograph where General Jagjit Singh Arora is signing the instrument of surrender and General Niazi is meekly signing it. So in this case, what's the reason? I mean, this would be something like a very, very it's a tragedy actually. When we were having an upper hand, all of a sudden there's a ceasefire. Similarly, in Kargil, when we were having an upper hand, then Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee then agreed to a ceasefire, and then what happened was that, then there was an Agra summit and this summit, and after those summits, then Pakistan attacked us again, and the Parliament attacked, the Red Fort attacked, the Akshardham attacks, so many attacks. So it comes as a very, very surprise. But anyways, I mean, we still have a long way to go to understand the reasons behind the ceasefire, and I hope you liked this video. If you did, then kindly subscribe to this channel, and that's it. I trust you can post your comments as well. Thank you.